You want some water? I'm getting some water. I think I had too many of those. What were they? Those craft gin things? A bit too much sugar. I can feel a headache starting right behind my eyes. Anyway, I'm getting a glass. You want one? Or are you still full of whatever Jasper was serving up? Right, cool. Just you and your thoughts then. It's fine. It was a good night, wasn't it? Sarah always knows how to throw a party. Good music, good people, mostly. Though I think the guest list could have used a bit more variety. It felt like an architecture convention for a while there, didn't it? Or maybe that was just the corner you were stuck in. So, the friend of yours. The one from the architecture film. What was his name again? Julian? Jonathan? Something with a J. He was certainly talkative. He seemed to have a lot of opinions on urban planning and your dress. He had a lot of opinions on how the lines of your dress complemented the structural integrity of the room. It was quite a performance. Right. Sounds like a character in a Victorian novel who dies of a broken heart in the third act. And I'm sure he was just being friendly. It's very friendly to stand 6 inches away from someone while explaining the history of a brutalist movement. I didn't realize architecture was such a contact sport these days. I mean, I was all the way across the room talking to Mike about the playoffs, and I could still hear him laughing at his own jokes. He has a very piercing laugh, the kind that says, I'm very interesting, and I'm sure you agree. I'm not being weird. Why would I be weird? I'm happy if you were having a good time. Really, it's great that you found someone to discuss. Whatever it was you two were talking about for 45 minutes. I was just over by the drinks catching up with people. I spent 20 minutes talking to Sarah's cousin about his gluten-free sourdough starter. It was a normal party. I'm perfectly fine, just reflecting on the evening. I'm not scowling. This is just my face after a long week of work and a night of high decibel socializing. I'm tired. My jaw is a bit tight, that's all. Maybe I'm just overstimulated. There were a lot of people there, and a lot of him, apparently, lurking in every corner, waiting to explain the concept of negative space to my girlfriend. Okay, fine. Maybe I wasn't thrilled about the way he was looking at you. Is that what you want to hear? It wasn't friendly. I've been a guy for a long time, I know that look. That was the I can't believe you're here with him and not with me look. He was practically celebrating. Every time I looked over, he was leaning in a little closer or touching your arm to emphasize a point. Who does that? Who touches a stranger's arm that many times in one conversation? It felt like he was marking territory. That's almost worse, isn't it? That you didn't notice because it felt natural, or because it's just that charming. I mean, look at him. He got the perfect messy hair that probably takes an hour to style, the expensive looking glasses, the interesting career where he gets to build monuments to his own ego. And I'm just me. I'm the guy who forgets to take the trash out on Tuesday and wears the same three hoodies every weekend because they're soft. I'm not exactly like him. I'm just the guy who knows how to like your toast and what time you usually wake up on Sundays. And then you did that thing. The thing you do when you're actually genuinely interested in what someone is saying. You know, where you tilt your head to the side, just a few degrees, and you tuck that one stray lock of your hair behind your ear. You did this 3 times while he was talking about his trip to Copenhagen. I haven't seen you do that during our conversation in weeks. I started counting, you know. I was literally standing by the bowl of lukewarm chips, counting how many times you tuck your hair for a guy you just met. Don't laugh, it's not funny. It's it's embarrassing. I'm at an age where I'm supposed to be past this. I'm supposed to be the secure, mature boyfriend who trusts his partner and doesn't get rattled by some guy in a cashmere turtleneck. But the second he put his hands on the small of your back to let someone pass, I felt like I was going to see red. I almost walked over there and said something incredibly stupid, something that would have made me look like an absolute Neanderthal. I hate that he got to see that version of you tonight. The one that's all lit up and engaged and laughing at jokes that weren't even that good. Seriously, the concrete pun. It was bottom tier humor at best. But you laughed like it was the funniest thing you ever heard, and I wanted that to be for me. I wanted to be the reason you were having a good time, not the guy who was hovering near the exit, checking his watch every 5 minutes and waiting to go home. You don't have to do that. You don't have to pity me because I'm being a child. Stop it. Stop looking at me like I'm a wounded puppy. I'm a grown man who is currently suffering from a severe acute case of not as cool as I thought I was. It's a very debilitating condition, I'll have you know. Hmm. I think. I think I'm just terrified. Not that you would actually leave me for someone like him, but yeah, that you realize I'm the boring choice. We've been together for 3 years and we have a routine where I talk about the grocery list and the leaky faucet and whose turn it is to do the dishes. We argue about what to watch on Netflix until both of us just fall asleep. And then you would go to the party and meet someone who represents Neo, someone who represents a version of the world we don't live in anymore. A world of travel stories and visionary ideas and excitement. I saw you tonight and I realized how much I've started taking it for granted. That you will always be sitting on this sofa with me, seeing someone else trying to move into that space, even just for a conversation. It felt like they were trying to steal a piece of my life, a piece of my heart that I didn't even realize was so exposed. It made me realize that I've been ghosting. I've been assuming you're mine just because you're here. You mean that? You're not just saying it because I'm currently pouting like a teenager who just lost his lunch money. Okay, I believe you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for being a jerk on the car ride home and for the urban planning comments and for being so loud with the water glass. I'm sure architecture is a very legitimate and interesting field that contributes greatly to society. You smell like the party, smoke and perfume, and that hairspray you used. The one that smells like vanilla. I miss you tonight. Even though we were in the same room, even though I could see you from across the kitchen, I felt like you were miles away. Come here, closer. I want to make sure that scent is completely gone. I want to replace it with something that belongs to us. A little bit, yeah. It's simmering, it's like a low heat on a stove. It will probably be there until tomorrow morning or until I stop seeing his stupid, symmetrical face every time I close my eyes. But I'm trying to keep a lid on it. It's hard when you look like that, though. You look incredible in that dress. I was actually going to tell you that when we were going to the party, but then he happened and I got all inside my own head and the words got stuck. You're mine, aren't you? Even if 1,000 architects try to explain the history of the world to you, even if they offer you the moon, you're still coming home to the guy who wears the same three hoodies in the mediocre coffee. Because I'm never letting you go. I might have to start vetting our social calendar or making sure I am the most interesting person in the room, which might take some work. But as long as I'm the one tucking you in at the end of the night, I think I can handle the rest. I love you. And I'm sorry I'm a possessive idiot sometimes. It's just, too much for me to lose. You're the best thing that ever happened to the guy who forgets to take the trash out. I'm going to spend the rest of the night reminding you exactly why I'm the secure choice. Starting with this. Now, tell me one more time, very slowly and with conviction, that his concrete joke wasn't actually funny. I really need to hear it for my own ego. My structural integrity is a bit compromised tonight.